What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA, and man, we got it half right. We got it halfway right. Remember, me and T had been talking about this, and I did a follow-up video talking about it, where, in our opinion, the guys that should be heading up DC Studios, it should be the combination, the two Jameses, right? James Wan and James Gunn. Well, we got half of our wish. James Gunn, along with Peter Safran, will be leading up DC Films, the film, TV, and the animation division. This is an exclusive from Hollywood Reporter. It says here, in a stunning turn of events, filmmaker James Gunn and producer Peter Safran have been tapped to lead DC's film, TV, and animation studio as co-chairs and co-CEOs of DC Studios, a newly formed division at Warner Brothers that will replace DC Films. The unprecedented move in which a top director will assume a top executive post marks the end of a months-long search by Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav to basically replace Walter Hamada, who just departed the studio last week. And all of that, everybody was guessing and playing executive bingo for who would be the person that landed one of the most coveted jobs and challenging jobs in town. In recent weeks, Gunn and Safran were spotted on the Warner Brothers studio lot, meeting with Warner film chairs Michael DeLuca about future projects. And according to sources, the initial overture to Safran and Gunn came from DeLuca over the summer, even as the studio was in shaky talks with producer Dan Lin to take the job. Gunn will focus on the creative side of things, while Safran will focus on the business and production side. See, that's what we're talking about, okay? You got a guy that knows about creativity. Hey, I'm just going to deal with the creative stuff, okay? That's kind of what I was dealing with when I was thinking about James Gunn and James Wan. I thought, hey, you got two creative guys, okay? So the creativity issue isn't going to be a problem. But then you also have a guy like James Wan, who has been more of a producer. He has that experience in making and creating a shared universe and building that thing out as an executive producer and a producer. So I thought that would be great, but Safran can definitely do the job. That guy knows his stuff as well. Both are expected to continue to direct and produce projects respectively. They will report directly to Zaslav and work closely with Warner film bosses DeLuca and Pamela Abdy. Sources say the deal runs 4 years and Gunn will be exclusive to DC. Sorry, Marvel. The goal is for them not to just be producers, but to truly function as executives, even as Gunn will occasionally hone a movie. Unlike Marvel Studios, DC has multiple films set in separate creative universes, and according to sources, Joker filmmaker Todd Phillips' work on the upcoming sequel, which goes into production later this year, will not fall under Gunn and Safran's purview, and instead will be overseen by DeLuca and Abdy. I don't think that's a problem at all. Actually, I really don't think that's a problem, because what you really want to do with James Gunn is kind of get the DCEU kicked off, okay? So I think that the Joker, hey, put that over in its own thing. It's kind of doing its own thing anyway. You can still kind of shape that world and that particular film series separately from everything that James Gunn is dealing with. I have no problem with that. It says here with Matt Reeves, he also has his Batman universe, right? It is unclear whose purview Reeves' future projects will fall, but everything else moving forward will be under Gunn and Safran. Now here's the message. DC has among the most entertaining, powerful, and iconic characters in the world, and I am thrilled to have the singular and complementary talents of James and Peter joining our world-class team and overseeing the creative direction of the story DC universe, said Zaslav in a statement. Their decades of experience in filmmaking, close ties to the creative community, and proven track record, thrilling superhero fans around the globe make them uniquely qualified to develop a long-term strategy across film, TV, and animation and take this iconic franchise to the next level of creative storytelling. Then it goes on here. It's giving you some of Gunn's credentials, some of Peter Safran's credentials, and so on and so forth. They'll be working, basically together, and they'll be working with other top studio executives. They'll be working with other top studio execs. They'll be working with HBO Max. They'll be working with everybody. So basically, they're going to be building out the DCEU, which should be the forefront right now, with Marvel stumbling over themselves and making all kind of nonsense. Hey, don't do anything woke. That would be the only thing I got to say. Just keep it simple. Keep it straight with DC Comics. Keep just doing the characters that you're doing, all right? And here's their statement. We're honored to be the stewards of these DC characters we've loved since we were children, they said in a statement. We look forward to collaborating with the most talented writers, directors, and actors in the world to create an integrated, multi-layered universe that still allows for the individual expression of the artists involved. Our commitment to Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Harley Quinn, and the rest of the DC stable of characters is only equal by our commitment to the wonder of the human possibility these characters represent. We're excited to invigorate the theatrical experience around the world as we tell some of the biggest, most beautiful, and grandest stories ever told. Yeah, all of that stuff sounds good. Okay? And that's what you're supposed to say when you first make this kind of an announcement, all right? But we've seen DC stumble over these things in the past, okay? Will they be able to kind of keep things where they need to be, okay? Or will they just let the horse out of the barn and let that sucker run loose, okay? That's the question. The moves comes as a seismic moment for DC, which under the past 4 years has been led by Hamada under the DC Films banner. And then it kind of goes into some of his stuff. Of course, Zaslav has come in here and he started just shaking up the whole world, right? Got rid of Batgirl, got rid of a whole bunch of other projects that people are really upset about. And even though Zaslav talked about finding a Kevin Feige style executive over the summer, the team started looking at emulating the Pixar model in which you have producers and filmmakers working as executives that has never been tried in the live action space. It makes sense when you're talking about a universe, okay? You're talking about building a film universe, okay? And you can see over there at Marvel, Kevin Feige is not doing so hot in Phase 4, okay? Everybody's giving him credit. Oh, these stories are great. That's a lot of, critic mumbo jumbo. I'm talking about the fans, okay? There's a lot of dissatisfied fans all across. They aren't paying attention to him, okay? The hope is that James Gunn understands, hey, I got to pay attention to the fans, okay? The Rock understood that, and look what Black Adam did, okay? He understood, hey, fans first, okay? Not last, first. So if I had to give James Gunn and Peter Safran any advice at all, I would say keep your ear to the ground, okay? I'm not saying you guys can't do anything creative. I know James Gunn, I trust the guy in terms of his creative ability and what he's able to do, okay? In terms of, making something entertainment. I love Peacemaker, man. That's like one of my favorite shows that I've ever seen. I think with his creativity, at least in his mind, he can kind of get, other directors and producers to kind of see his point, say, hey guys, let's kind of shift it into this direction, okay? We're going to be fine. He understands a lot about the various different genres, comedy, horror, action. He has a lot of experience across the board in Hollywood. So I don't think that's going to be a problem, okay? Same with Peter Safran. The question is going to be when they're bringing in these new guys, okay? When they're bringing people on board to be a part of the DC film universe, who are they bringing in? What is the overall objective? What is the goal? Are they paying attention to what fans have been saying and fans have been looking for? Okay. Are they trying to read the room? Or are they just going to go off and do their own thing and push all kinds of agenda and politics and cultural nonsense? Are they doing that? I don't think so. James Gunn doesn't strike me as the kind of person that would get involved in all of that kind of crap, okay? He's kind of have his hands slapped, okay? Remember, he got kicked out of Disney for all of the cultural stuff that he was doing. He kind of had his hands slapped a little bit. So he understands, hey, I just got to stick to the entertainment. That's all I got to do. I just got to entertain people, okay? I just got to entertain people. Yeah, there'll be some places where we can kind of push the line, but as long as I'm entertaining people, I should be good. And he can stay away from all of the politics, all the woke stuff. Just get away from all of that stuff, okay? You already got burned by these guys before. Don't go down that road again, James Gunn. We wanted this guy from the very beginning. Me and T said this. Hey, James Gunn, James Wan. I really got to give T the credit for that because he's the one that came up with that. And I say, oh, man, that was perfect. But, this is what we wanted. This is a smart move by DC. Let's see what happens. Anyway, folks, what do you think about this? James Gunn, Peter Safran heading up DC Studios. This is a great day for me again as a DC guy, as a DC fan. Loved Black Adam. Happy that Superman is back. And now we got James Gunn. My mood is picked up after that Star Wars news I got the other day. My mood is back in where it needs to be. But go ahead, folks. Give me your thoughts and your opinions in the comments below. And thanks for watching. See you next time.